We are live. So Joanne is going to be joining us. Mermaid Joanne is from the UK, all the way across the pond, as they say. So that's why I've had to accommodate her time zone. And so I've had to accommodate Mermaid Joanne's time zone. So that's why we're doing our Mermaid Live in the middle of the afternoon. So I know that some people are on lunch or some people are heading to work, like Nymphia is. Um, so it's a little bit of a Good, good. Welcome. It's a little bit of a strange time zone, I know. So I was hoping that people would come in and catch us, while they were on their breaks or while they were on lunch or whatever, and just come in and say hi to Mermaid Joanne and I. Told Joanne to say hi. I will, Nymphia. I will. 100% I will. I'm really happy and excited to meet her and to talk to her about her mermaid business and talk to her about, mermaid crafting and the mermaid community and body positivity and mermaid safety and like all those wonderful things. And she's gonna come in and talk to me. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. All the way from the UK presenting Mermaid Joanne.
We,
Hi,
we,
gorgeous.
we
How are you?
match. We
We
match
do.
today.
Agreed.
When I saw your story on Instagram, like getting ready to go live, I was like, she's got her green hair on. She's got her green hair. As I was
I
doing my
do.
eyeshadow, so hello.
Oh my goodness. You did not accommodate the green because of my hair. Did you
It
really?
was it was a happy coincidence, and I was like, yeah, we're going green now. We're going green. So
We're green. How are you? It is such a pleasure to meet you.
good,
And
thank you.
um, I'm really, really thankful that we were able to make this work. I know that, thank you so much for being patient with me and our crazy time zones and,
Thank you.
everything like that. So what time is it there for you? It's around 6?
It is 6 p.m. Yeah.
Yeah, 6 p.m. So our dear friend Mermaid Joanne is in the future. And
Yep.
how are we still doing, Mermaid Joanne? Are we still here?
It's cloudy, but it's fine.
It's cloudy, but it's fine. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
if that is not a bumper sticker for 2021, I don't know what is. It's cloudy, but it's gonna be fine. I do have a few friends in here, Mermaid Joanne, that may not know you. So what I would like you to do for me first, if you wouldn't mind, is introduce yourself. Introduce how long have you been mermaiding? Why mermaiding is important to you, and I want you to plug your business for me, Fishy. I want you to sell your business
Perfect.
to me, Fishy. Come on, let's go. All right, here's my mermaid from all the way across the pond, as they say.
Amazing. This is just so awesome to get to talk to you, first of all. So thank you for letting me come on your live and chat with you. I've been watching your other lives with Mermaid Miranda and Mermaid Moonsong, and they've just been so fun to watch. So I'm just honoured to be here and say hello to all of your followers and bring you over to mine as well and have them say hello to you. So yeah, I'm Mermaid Joanne, and I am from Wales in the United Kingdom. Our pod over here is pretty small. There's only a couple hundred of us, maybe at most, and most of us are hobby mermaids. At the moment, I'm a hobby mermaid, but I'm hoping eventually to go more professional down the route. I am saving for a silicone tail at the moment.
Oh, it's so
Yeah,
exciting.
but it's a little ways off yet, and that's in the works. So, but yeah, I'm here in Wales in the UK. I swim for fitness and fun, and the mermaid community means everything to me. It's just so lovely, and it's global, as you can see from Wales to Canada. It's we're so connected and we're so open to everyone. It's lovely. It's a lovely community.
Well, I do have someone that just popped in and asked me. It's actually funny that they asked this, who won the giveaway? So I did the giveaway last night on a live, and Mermaid Miranda won the grand prize. However, this fishy over here's name popped up when I decided to give away another surprise set. So I'm actually going to show her right now because Mermaid Joanne couldn't come into the live last night because it's in the middle of the night for our
It was
friends
like
over there.
3 in the morning, I think.
So Mermaid Joanne, these are the purple earrings that you won,
They're
and they have
beautiful.
sea fans in them from the Cayman Islands, and they are made with poured resin and eco-friendly glitter.
Whoa,
And
that's
so,
so up my street. I freaking love that.
and people might say like, "Oh my gosh, how it was!" I was so unprofessional last night because I was so excited to see both of your names come up that it looks like I rigged it completely. Like I'm like, so it's a horrible. So I had everybody's name and then I gave everyone a number from 1 to 23 because that's how many people entered. And then my husband was beside me helping me and he pulled up a random number generator. And then when the number came up, I looked at the name. Oh, number 18, that's Mermaid Miranda. Then do it again. Number 2, that's Mermaid Joanne. And I got so excited that it looked like I faked the whole thing. So I just,
Literally,
no,
when I
I
saw your
didn't.
giveaway, I was like, oh, not many people have entered that. I may as well. The chances are high. And it pays off. It
Girl, you
shows.
won. You won it. You won a giveaway. So
Thank
I'm so
you.
excited to present you with that. This is a dear friend of mine's business. She lives in the Cayman Islands and runs this sustainable, eco-friendly jewelry business. And I thought that I'd introduce the mermaids to it because you get like crushed coral sand from the beaches, sea fans, all this other stuff. So I'll be sending that to you later on this week.
Oh, that's
So yay,
amazing.
happy,
Thank
happy.
you.
And speaking of businesses, tell me about yours because Mermaid Miranda owns one of your beautiful pieces that she has incorporated into her mermaid story. Like what she tells children, how was Mermaid Miranda created and stuff. She uses your piece that you created as inspiration for that. So go ahead and tell me about your business.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing what she's done with one of my earliest pieces that I actually made in my little business. My little mermaid business is called Nautilus Accessories, as in the Nautilus shell creature. They're very ancient in the ocean. They've been around for millions of years, and they're just this source of inspiration for me. They've been the same for millions of years, and they're just perfect the way they are. So that's what brought my inspiration for the name. And I make all kinds of mermaid accessories. One's for land, one's for wearing in the water. And as you say, one of the ones that Mermaid Miranda bought was a shell with a pearl in the middle of it. And at the time, I didn't really have any story or rhyme or reason behind it. It just looked very pretty. It sat on the pearl quite nicely, and it was quite different from anything else I'd seen in the mermaid community being sold. And she just posted one day on her Instagram and said to me, "Oh, I told the kids that it gives me legs, and then when I go in the water, it gives me my tail. So that's how I get in and out, and it's a great way to tell the kids that I can be on land and on water without breaking the magic." And that to me was just so wholesome. It made me just, oh,
Well, your piece that you created with your hands inspired that for her, and she also has one of your beautiful purple crowns because your shape that you've created with your purple crowns is very unique. Oh, by the way, I was told to tell you that Mermaid Nymphia, who also is into the Nautilus shell um, uh, thing, says hi. So I had to tell you that she had to go to
is she
work,
in the
but
chat? She
she
let me
was in the chat
know.
earlier, but she
Oh,
had to pop off and go to work. But she's like,
dang.
tell Mermaid Joanne that I say hi, and I said
I
absolutely I will
love
because you both connected
Nymphia.
with the Nautilus shell.
Absolutely. I love Nymphia. Her content is just nah. It's so good and it's so aesthetically beautiful. I love everything about her look and her story and just ah. But yeah, she loves the Nautilus as well. So another Nautilus appreciation. This is one of my crowns that I'm working on at the moment. There's that shape that we were just talking
Yes.
about. My friend Mermaid Saren is in the chat. Shalom, Mermaid Saren. She's another Welsh mermaid, by the way. She's up north
Oh, hello.
though. She's North
And
Witch.
we have Finn's magazine here from the United States is in my chat. Hello, Finn's
Hello,
magazine.
Finn's
Welcome. And
Magazine.
my friend
Shalom.
Chloe is saying hi to the mermaids. Hi, Chloe.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh, so many people watching. I've gone shy now.
Oh, stop. So tell me about your inspiration for the shape of your crown because it's very unique and it's very different. And so you've gone sort of like the opposite of what, like you have a beautiful one on your head right now that's kind of a
Yeah,
triangle shape. And these ones that you make with the sort of focal point being on the sides is sort of different.
it is. Yeah. The one I'm wearing is one of my earliest prototypes that I made for myself. Some of the materials on there I don't quite use anymore, they're redundant. But making these ones helped pave the way for the right materials for these ones. So practice makes perfect in the crafting world. Absolutely. Don't give up. Things will go wrong, very wrong sometimes, and that's okay. And
It's my
eventually
life,
you
my
get it
entire life.
right. Nothing wrong with getting it wrong a few times. But yeah, this shape, I'm very inspired by Wonderland Arts. I think their work is just impeccable, and I've never seen it in the flesh, but seeing it online and just the shapes that they make, just so beautiful. So I wanted to create something similar to them, but not the same, something just more simplified. Theirs are very extravagant and so
Yes.
detailed with like the cone shaped shells in between, and I love that look. But I wanted to go for something a little more simplistic that brought out the shine of, say, someone's tail. So if they had like a gold tail, this would be a centerpiece, but not the main piece. Their tail would be, oh, pardon me, the main piece. I'm thrashing you around. Um, but yeah, that's basically the gist of it, and it's just got little accents all over it of pearls. I like to use little seed beads that act as barnacles, so they have that almost slight realism to them. And on this one, I've got some gold nuggets and some coins as well. So this one is going to be hopefully finished by the end of the month. I was hoping to finish it at the beginning of this month, but started a new human job and things got a bit out of hand. So
That's okay. We have to accommodate our human jobs sometimes, even though they can be so boring. But you know, it's fine. Do you have custom orders available on your Etsy shop, or do you make and then post? Can someone order a custom piece from you?
at the moment, I do it just by request over direct message. I think I have quite a few to work on for the moment, so it might be just like a little bit of a waiting list. That is something that I'm currently working on figuring out a system for, because I have been getting more and more custom requests for certain tales, especially like for Finfolk tales, which has so many beautiful colours. And so yeah, I think that's something that I'm going to have to work on in the near future. But oh, what we had a question. Would you recommend a tale from Amazon?
No,
No,
never.
always go to the tale makers.
Yeah, unless there are some things on Amazon that are brand, like there are some Fin Fun tails available on Amazon with their certified monofin, and I think there are some Mertailor tail skins there that are sold not by Mertailor or Amazon. They're sold like by people. So if you can find
Yes.
one of those, that's fine, but please do not ever buy a tail from Amazon or any weird knockoff website. I'm going to tell you, it's not just about stolen art, my friends. It's about safety in the water. Those plastic monofins that you can get, they have not been tested. They have not been certified. And what was happening many years ago, Mermaid Joanne might remember this, back in like 2017, 2018, when all these knockoff tails started to hit the market, a bunch of new mermaids and young mermaids were purchasing them, and the monofin was breaking in the water, snapping in the water, and cutting people and sending
Yep.
people to emerge with sliced feet. So please, like we're not just, uppity snooty people that say, oh, you must get designer everything. I'm like, oh, nah. Mermaid Joanne makes beautiful things. So we encourage, small businesses and makers, just be safe. We just want you to be safe fishes in the water. So please
100%.
do. Look, I'm going to get real close. Ready? Do not ever, buy a tail
Please don't.
from Amazon. All right. That's your warning from me.
100%. Because especially in the mermaid community, we all started out as small businesses, even the big ones right now, like FinFun
Mm-hmm.
and Mertailor and Finfolk. And supporting the creators themselves is the best thing you can do. It's the same as the music industry. Think of it that way. Downloading from the actual official place is better than LimeWire or wherever people download things from these days.
Oh my gosh, LimeWire. Mermaid Joanne, you're dating us, honey. You're aging us. So stop that
I'm
right now.
sorry.
LimeWire. I don't know what she's talking about. I never used LimeWire.
Nah.
I don't know what she's talking about. But we just want you all to be safe, because on top of that, if there's accidents with people that get mermaid tails and things like that, it kind of has a trickle up effect and can ruin a lot of things for a lot of other people, right? Like then they ban tails from swimming pools and they ban tails from the beaches and they do all these things in response to an accident that may have been, user error or supervision error or equipment faulty, knockoff equipment error. So we're
Absolutely.
all about. I can't even tell you the loud voice that comes from the mermaid community of safety, 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 safety.
Absolutely.
Right?
And
We
it comes from a
we want
place of love, and care
it
that we all
does.
want to take care of each other at the end of the day. And we all want to swim together at the end of the day. And can't
Yes,
do that if
and
one
that
of us is in trouble. So,
no, no, and that's why we form these little pods and these little groups because this is a bit of a niche thing or something that regular two-legged humans might find a little strange. So we form these pods so that we're never swimming alone. Professional mermaids,
absolutely.
we do not swim alone, and even the super pro mermaids that are in like aquariums and things, they have safety divers, they have spotters, and it doesn't matter how many certifications you have under your belt, you have a safety diver, you have a spotter in the water because if something goes wrong, you're underwater. Like, you know, you're the cost
100%.
is too high. The cost is too high. Anyways, okay. So sorry about my rant about safety, Joanne.
It's
I'm
okay. It's
very
my fault.
I'm very like, no, don't do it. So
It's a
tell
big and
me,
important topic.
it is. We're sorry guys. So tell me about because a lot of your content that I follow on TikTok, you talk a lot about um mermaid positivity in a sense of acceptance from people that may not be mermaids or might not understand what we're doing to just chill out and take a back seat, and it's fantasy and fun, relax. You know we're not hurting anybody, and we're providing entertainment. So it's like, just calm down. You don't have to scream at me that mermaids aren't real or that I'm not an actual fish. You don't have to scream this out. We're okay. We're all right. And you also talk about a lot of body positivity. I was talking to Mermaid Coralia about that a few weeks ago. Um, she's part of the Society of Fat Mermaids that was founded by Shay Monique here
Ah,
in the USA. And they're a body positive group. So if you would like to talk about your experience with others and maybe how you found acceptance, in your mermaiding pursuit of the hobby, and now we want to go a little bit more professional. We want to be professional fishes. So if you want to talk about that, I would love to hear your experience and what people have said to you and how you've responded.
absolutely. I can do that. Yes. I wanted to say absolutely, and I was like, no, don't be boring. Absolutely. Yeah. The, as you say, in the mermaiding community, we are we are greatly exposed, and we willingly expose ourselves to public and public opinion, and we're right in public view. We love what we do, and we want people to know, and we want people to join us as well, and just live happy and do something that's a bit of escapism and just enjoy life for 5 minutes in the water if you can. And swimming for so many people is that in of itself. Just like running or any other sport, people find escapism in sport all the time. And to me, mermaiding is no different. It's just another form of that, but slightly more extravagant with with a little bit of fantasy thrown in. So for me, like I say, it's fitness and fun at the same time. I started mermaiding back in 2018, about 3 years ago, and I started with just a monofin, the Mahina monofin. And I thought, yeah, I'll buy a monofin, see if I can do it. I used to love swimming with the dolphin kick when I was learning to swim. I'd get told off for it all the time when we were trying to do other drills. I'd be like, no, it's dolphin time. So um, that was fine with me. I caught onto it easy. Some people, they have to learn how to do the movement like a snake or the worm underwater. For me, easy because I'd be told off doing it all the time when I was younger.
She
So
was born this way.
I was born this way, baby. So it's it's something for me that I've always loved. I grew up watching Disney, loving The Little Mermaid. She was probably my favorite princess, as is so many others of the mermaids in the community. And it just went from there, really. And it wasn't until I was in comprehensive school when I was about 13 did I find out about Mertailor and people swimming in full silicone mermaid tails. There were no fabric tails back then, none. So you guys today, so privileged, so lucky, and I'm so glad that I can have one now as well. But yeah, back then, just silicone tails, and discovered them then. It wasn't until I was in university that I decided to take up mermaiding and take it on as a bit of fitness, because when you're in university, you're studying all the time, you're eating all the time, you're stressed. So
You're
it
eating
was
all
an
the
escape.
time.
Yeah, you're just sitting there eating, being stressed, crying, and hoping.
Crying and eating. What's my degree?
Yeah. But so that's when I took it on, and I've I've never been skinny as such, but I've never been a larger girl either. But I'm average, always have been average in size, and growing up, just with society, there's always this fear of not looking good enough, not feeling good enough, and inherently not being good enough in how you look. So for me, going swimming was always, as much as I loved it, as I grew older, it was a bit scary because people are looking at your body, or you think that they're looking at your body. And I didn't have the slimmest legs, I didn't have the slimmest tummy. And as a young girl, you're conscious of that. And so with mermaiding, it brought obviously wearing a tail, which covers a whole half of your freaking body. So immediately I was like, okay, that's kind of cool, and you look amazing in a tail. And when you're wearing a tail, people aren't looking at your body per se, they're looking at the tail because, ooh, pretty. Uh, so inherently, that is what I thought at first. But then when you actually get into mermaiding, you think, you know what? I don't care what anyone thinks. I'm enjoying, I'm having fun. This is great fitness anyway, as well. And that's how it went, and that's how it's still going.
It's kind of like how people can click with certain things that this is going to sound a little cheesy, but it activates your true self, right?
Yeah.
And so with mermaiding, for me, it sort of brought up this strange level of inner peace and confidence that I never had growing up, like ever. And now I'm just like, yeah, I'm a fish, like deal with it. Like
Yeah.
what are you gonna say? Like what are you gonna say to my face? Like it's really strange. There was also this soundbite on TikTok that just made me laugh. It's like, you post a picture and you get 3 likes, but you post the same picture on a story and you get 300 views. Moral of the story is, might not a lot of people might not like you, but they're watching. And so,
Absolutely.
right, like I'm just like, yeah, okay, I'll provide entertainment. That's okay, and that's fine and wonderful. But I mostly do this for myself, and in I believe that in reaching a level of internal happiness, it sort of radiates outward and it draws people in to your fantastical world. Like people want to be around you, people want to watch your content because they feel like even through a screen, you feel that person's happiness radiating outward. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah.
It
I
may
think
sound a
that's
little
what
weird.
drew me to your account at first, actually, when I discovered you. Because honestly, you are just so, you're just like this ball of happiness. And I was like, I want to follow her. So that is exactly, I'm not joking. I'm serious.
Oh my goodness, Joanne, you're gonna make me cry. Stop it.
Don't cry. It's okay. I'm sorry.
You're gonna make my makeup run. I just spent an hour putting this on, and she's gonna make it run.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yes, fed me. So tell me about your small pot. You did mention that you guys have a small group over there. Tell me about the Mermaids in Wales, because I would like to know a little bit more about how do you guys get together? Do you guys have pod meetings? Do you guys communicate, in pod groups? Or are you guys too far spread out and sort of you're on your own, like you're together online, but you're kind of on your own, like we are in Ontario? Like our Ontario pod, we're a big we're heavily together online, but in regards to actually physically getting together, we're all spread out all over the place. We're hours away from each other. So we're kind of we're an isolated mermaid. So I'd love to hear about your experience in Wales with your mermaid community.
Honestly, it's pretty similar to that, yeah. In Wales, there aren't very many of us mermaids, so it's myself and a couple of others, including Mermaid Sarah, who is up north, and I did Miss Mermaid pageant with her back in 2019. Um, so there's really not many of us in Wales, but in England there are a few more, and there's more pools that tend to allow monofin swimming and tail swimming. There's a couple of um, classes that allow tails as well, and people who run those classes in England. There's Mermaid Grace, who actually runs Mermaid
Yes.
Camp here in the UK, which I really want to go to when it opens back up. But because her camp's fantastic, it actually qualifies you in free diving and gives you a certificate at the end of it. So proper professional stuff, which you need to be if you are going down that kind of route. Um,
Certification.
Certification, be safe.
We believe
It
in
all
it.
comes back to safety in the end. Um, so yeah, there's a lot more of us more toward England way, which sucks a bit for me, but there is a UK meet that happens normally once a year, pre-pandemic, and hopefully post-pandemic. But yeah, it's mostly all online, and here in Wales, we do have a big community of wild swimmers, which tend to go swimming out in the sea and in our lakes and marina docks. So I want to go swimming with them, but I feel like I'm more of a pool mermaid. I like to play it safe, and I'm not that confident in the sea. I'll go for a paddle, but that's about it. So
I'll go for a paddle. Oh my gosh, you adorable thing.
yeah.
I yeah, no, if you're not feeling, I'm not too sure about your personal swimming strength, but if you're not
Mm-hmm.
feeling the confidence to go into a wild space, then yeah, just don't. You
100%.
don't have
If you're
to.
going out in a wild space, you need to
Yeah.
know all about the tides, you need to know about the weather conditions, you need to know where is safe to get in and out, and rip tides, and all those kinds of things, which I am aware of, but I feel like I'd need to be with one of those organized groups to be fully safe, so, and
Would
respect
you
the
would
water.
you ever consider joining them not in a tail? Like, would you buy
Oh,
fin
yeah.
it and maybe like a neoprene wetsuit and just be like, yeah, okay, I'm here. Let's go and look at the bottom. What's on the bottom? Let's go.
Definitely. I got a wetsuit for Christmas, so I'm hoping to use it at some point. So
Ooh, how
yeah,
fun. What a great gift.
it was, yeah. My mum, so good. But yeah, hopefully one day. But for now, just stick to the pools.
Yeah,
I
we're
feel
just sticking
I'm
to the
more of
pools.
like a freshwater slash estuarine mermaid, not quite saltwater, but like in between.
Oh my gosh, me too. So my
No
my
way.
my mer- my merso yeah, my merso and I don't really have any colors, as you can tell probably by my TikTok page. I'm my pod calls me the rainbow fish because I change all the time.
That's so sweet.
But I do identify as a cold freshwater Canadian mermaid. And
Awesome.
so I'd actually maybe like to introduce you to something that I found a couple years ago that might help you with your Mersona identity with the freshwater because I was, you know, getting bored one day while I was crafting at my desk, and I found this YouTube video about the lakes inside the Himalayan mountains. That there are isolated
Ooh.
pockets of fresh water in the Himalayan mountains that have been that way since like the mountains like wow, like appeared out of
Whoa.
that collision, right? And I was like, well, that's cool because there's fish life there that doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. There are plants there that don't exist anywhere else in the world. I'm like, ooh, that's neat.
Whoa.
Stumbling upon this video right smack in the middle of it. I literally sent this to Nymphia because I'm like, girl, what is this? Like, in the middle of this video, they started talking about the legends of the mermaids in the lake. And I'm
What?
like, there are legends from mermaids in the lake. And they have like these crazy legends about like mermaids pulling people down to their deaths in these lakes. They have one about a knight. There's get a lady in a tower, a knight, the devil, and a mermaid.
That sounds like
Like
something from here in Wales, not from the Himalayas. That's
the
crazy.
Himalayan mountains. I'm just like, what? And this is a story from like the year 600 AD. And I'm like,
Whoa.
where have you been all my life?
I'm gonna need
So,
you to link me afterwards, like
oh,
seriously.
I've got it. Don't worry. I'm going to send you the video and I'm going to send you the timestamp where they mentioned this amazing story that I actually started. Like, I'm not a drawer at all, which frustrates me because I wanted to make a manga, like a manga book about this story. So I'm going to give you the rundown. Ready? Once upon a time. So this a wizard, one of the other stories. So there's two of them. A wizard fell in love with the mermaid in the lake, and but she didn't love him back. And so he went to a witch to see, how do I get this mermaid to fall in love with me? And the witch told him to disguise himself as a jewelry maker because mermaids love shiny things. Well, of
Oh
course
my
we
god.
do. You know, I was
That's
like,
so
oh,
true.
smart girl. She's giving away our secrets. Of course we love shiny things. So the wizard disguised himself as a jewelry maker and presented the mermaid with emeralds at the edge of the lake. And he got so excited that she was accepting his gift that his magic faded away, revealing the wizard underneath the magic. And the mermaid got scared, swam away, and disappeared from the lake. And
Oh.
he got so angry and upset that she disappeared that he tore a rainbow out of the sky and ripped it up, and it fell into the lake. And I'm
What?
like, right? I'm like, where has this story been all my life? So the reason for this story, like why did the local people create this story? Well, inside this lake, there are freshwater collections of green algae that grow on certain plants, and they are bioluminescent. They have bioluminescence to them, so they glow green in the night.
Oh my gosh.
And on top of that, when the sun is at its highest point over the lake, inside the water, rainbow streaks form in the water, like perfect rainbow prisms form. And so they
Um,
created this amazing folklore story to explain why are there glowing green, because like again, ancient people, like they're not ancient people didn't like water at all. Water was terrifying, right? Like some of their most powerful gods and some of the most powerful beings are in the water and scary, right? So why would there be glowing green orbs? Well, those are emeralds in the water. Those are jewels in the water. Why is there a rainbow in the water? Oh, it's magic. The wizard did it, right? So I just fell in love with this story
that's
and I was
so
like, "Oh
cool.
my, like where did she go? We don't know. Where did the mermaid go?" And the other story about like the mermaid being evil, like that story is not about an evil mermaid. The other one's about an evil mermaid is, unfortunately, this is going to be a little bit gross. So trigger warning. At the bottom of this lake, there's a very strong kind of natural undertow because the lake is formed by a natural spring. So the
Mm-hmm.
lake right around the edge of it, there's like this sort of pulling effect of the water, and it has over the centuries has pulled hundreds of people into, unfortunately, their death because a lot of
Ah.
ancient people didn't know how to swim and they might have been children and things. And because the lake water is so cold, their bodies don't decompose, like they kind of stay there and they've kind of been there. And so to
Whoa.
scare local children away from the lake, they told them there's an evil mermaid that collects people and sells their souls, and that's why their bodies don't decompose, is because they no longer had a soul for judgment.
Oh, that's so creepy cool.
Right?
From
Like
like
how
an
creepy cool is
archaeological
that?
point of view as well, of like past cultures in the area and folklore in the area. That is so cool. That's my jam. I love that. That's
I fell
oh,
in love. I fell in love. I fell in love with this whole thing. So yes, I'm definitely going to send you this video
dude. That all
because like
sounds awesome.
it was so cool. This guy, like the narrator, right? Like, hello and welcome to the, like the narrators. And, like David Attenborough, God bless him. We love him. We
Mm.
love him here. David Attenborough can narrate my life when I die. Um, so they had this like charming, narrator, and he just brushed over, oh yes, this is the lake where the mermaids are. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? I'm like, go back. What? What did you say?
It's like
What?
hold up, pause, rewind.
You're not gonna skim past that like you didn't just say what you just said. So I just did further research and I found these wonderful stories. And so I told Nymphia about it because Nymphia loves, like, she collects like mermaid legends from around the world. And she was like, what? I'm pretty sure Mermaid Miranda's in here too. I'm pretty sure I told Mermaid Miranda. Mermaid Miranda says, hello to my two favorite mermaids. Oh my gosh, Miranda, stop it.
Hello, Miranda.
She's gonna make me, she knows what she does to me and she does it on purpose. I'm just like, stop, you're gonna make my face turn red. Like, you're gonna make me all hot. I'm getting hot. But do you have, I wanted to ask you leading into that, am I rambling on? Do you have mermaid legends in your part of the world that the rest of us might not have heard or might not be aware of that are like
We
interesting and
do.
sneaky?
We've got some wacky, wonderful ones, I tell you what.
Oh, come on, tell me. Come on. Story time with Mermaid
We
Joanne.
have bearded mermaids. We have mermaid queens. We have um, lake mermaids as well. So, all sorts. So, the bearded mermaids is quite a common one here in Wales. And it leads from the thought that mermaids are ugly.
Oh,
So
yeah.
in the British Isles, a lot of mermaids are thought of as ugly creatures that'll obviously drag you under and take you away. And here in Wales, typically, a lot of the mermaid folk stories are men, or they are very bearded women. Not joking, that is true.
I mean, they gotta stay warm. The water's cold over there. I don't
Exactly,
judge
it's
a
the
fish. She
Atlantic.
gotta
I
stay
mean,
warm.
come on.
It's cold. It's cold water. Okay,
It's
don't judge her. She's having a
heckin'
moment.
cold. Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But another one is we are Mermaid Queen. Um, oh gosh, what's her name? Gwen Hithal, I believe it is,
Gwen
or something
Hithal.
very similar to that. Or Gwen Hindu. Oh gosh, I've got to look it up in a minute because I'm saying it wrong. But she's essentially our what we'd call Mermaid Queen, and she has in sets of 7 waves. So every 7 waves, you get a big wave normally in ocean science, right? So
Yeah.
every wave is a flock of rams. So she has a flock of rams in her ocean, and every 7th one is a horse, I believe it is. So whenever there was a
Like the
flood,
water horse legend.
yes. So whenever there was a flood, it was called her revenge. So they'd say it's her name's Revenge, and all these frothy waves of ewes and rams and horses would be coming down the rivers, down the estuaries, and that would be causing the flood. It would be the mermaids and the Mermaid Queen. So
Heck
very
yeah,
very
it would.
cool.
She mad. Get off my property.
She met.
Young whippersnippers.
Absolutely. More than anything, though, the mermaid stories are mostly confined to those. We do have a few lake mermaids or lake fae who take the form of quite fishy people. But more than anything else, it's mostly fairies, especially down here in Gower, where I am situated. Um, we have quite a couple of castles, quite a couple, I say. We have in Wales the most amount of castles per square kilometre, I believe it is, in anywhere in the world. So I love where I'm from. It's full of castles. Um, and one of the castles that is my favourite that I go to visit is called Pennard Castle. And this castle is, by folklore, said to have been basically destroyed by fairies. And they say that the lord that lived there was having a lovely banquet and he saw lights down on the beach, down the cliff where his castle is situated. He thought they were invaders, sent his men down to say, get them off my beach. And they went down flailing their swords, and it turned out to be fairies just having a beach party. They're just having fun with their little lights and just dancing, and all these humans coming at them with swords, and yeah, they didn't like that. So they sent, apparently, a sandstorm up at the castle, and it destroyed the castle. So
We've
don't mess
learned
with Welsh fairies.
no, we've learned like I'm kind of on witchy TikTok a little bit. Like I love oh, thank you so much for the roses. I love us some witchy TikTok and I've learned from the witch community, do not mess with the fae. Like I just hear this constantly, just do not mess, which I kind of appreciate it because you can always translate that to just like if you're not into fae beliefs, it's just don't mess with nature. Like just leave it alone.
100%,
Right? So if you
yeah.
see magical lights on the beach, just, grab a brandy
Leave
and
it
enjoy your
alone.
show. And don't send armed, smelly, hairy guards at that. Nobody wants that ruining their
No,
party.
there's no
That's a
food.
story about an ancient Karen. He's an ancient Karen, Mermaid Joanne. Ancient Karen, go ruin that fun. Go,
An
no,
ancient
no fun
Kevin.
on my beach. Yeah, yeah, ancient Kevin. Yeah, an ancient Kevin. No, thank you.
Oh, but yeah,
But
there's so much folklore here in Wales, and mostly, as I say, centered around fae and fairies, and a lot of it is in the way of giving, like you say, respect to them and space and acknowledging them. Often they say if you don't accept, not a gift, if you don't accept something from a fae here, it's seen as an insult. So sometimes in some fae folk stories, they say farmers used to wake up and there'd be fairies eating their cow. And the fairies would be like, are you going to come and join us? Come join us. And if they didn't, they would have bad luck for the rest of the year. But if they did, and they joined in eating their cow, the next day the cow would be fine. It would still be alive somehow. And they'd have amazing luck for like the rest of their life or something like that.
I love stories like that. Oh my gosh. Like we have I I only got a privilege to go and visit like a piece of Europe a few years ago. Portugal, that's where my husband's family is from.
I love
And so I got to go there
Portugal.
and walking around the ancient castles. And like I changed, my daughter was 3 months old at the time when we went. And so I changed her butt on a castle from the 1100s, like on the wall. And I like pulled out, I'm like, girl, you a princess now because I'm changing your behind. But we don't have that here because, our indigenous people didn't build castles when they were here 11,000 years ago when they came and settled over the land bridge. They moved with the land, right? They moved with the land. They moved a lot, and so we don't really have in Canada specifically. I know in South America it's a little different with their ancient indigenous people and their pyramid-like structures and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the oldest thing that we have is like Fort Erie, and it was built in like the 1800s, and some guy used to hold a crazy gun out of it and look out of a window. That's what we have. That's pretty much it in regards to ancient structures. So the fact that you're telling me that you live in a part of the world where you have like the most castles per square kilometer or something, I'm kind of jealous.
It is pretty awesome. But all of them pretty much perished. So, I mean,
Yeah,
so
exactly. We're admiring them from afar, and we're admiring their culture and things and the way that they used to believe and do structures. So where is my Mermaid Joanne castle content?
I know I need to do some more of that
Mermaid
100%.
Joanne? Hello? I want to see a mermaid on a castle wall.
That would be pretty cool. I think I do need to do that. Yeah.
Do
I'll
you
have
have to
to.
ask permission to go onto these places, or are they open to public
They're all
walkthrough?
open to public. Yeah, a lot of them are owned or on land which is National Trust land. So it's all countryside accessible. We've got something called the Countryside Right of Way here in the UK.
Okay.
So even over some farmland that covers, so you can literally just walk onto someone's farmland. Be careful of the cows, and you can just yeah, careful with cow pats as well and stuff. But yeah, a lot of these places you have to go through countryside to get to them. So sorry,
I'm
made
I'm
you laugh.
sorry. I just the way you said that, like, hold on, I'm having trouble. Hold on. I'm just imagining people sitting around a table like making this law about how public so okay. What are we gonna do? Well, they should all be accessible to the public. Okay, but how do they get there? It's on Gary's farm. Just walk through Gary's farm. Okay, but
Literally.
Gary has cows. Watch out for the cows. Like I can't like I'm just imagining this meeting of people because I'm sort of weird like that. I like to imagine
How it happened, yeah.
how it happened, right? I want to be in the room where it happened. And so like just like okay, yeah, it's on Gary's farm, but there's a big castle there. So it belongs to the people. Well, how do people get to the castle? Walk through Gary's farm. There's cows. There's a bull named Jeff. Well, be mindful of Jeff. He's
Yeah.
grumpy. Like I can't like it's just
100%.
oh,
Like
please.
there's like hedgerows and dry stone walls that obviously border a lot of our farms. And yeah, you'll just find like step gates that you can step over and go on these country paths. And yeah, it makes for a great adventure. And a lot of it is incorporated into things like the Duke of Edinburgh Awards, where you can go and get an award for navigating the countryside, essentially. A lot of kids in school tend to do that. Yeah, it's a big thing.
No, Mermaid Joanne is gonna do this and be the first mermaid to get this award. That's what I want to see. I want to see a mermaid up
I
there
have
receiving an
such bad
award.
navigation skills. Please no.
That doesn't. It's okay. It doesn't matter. We have tech. We'll, GPS. It's okay.
Not
It's
allowed any
fine.
of that. No, you've got to
You're,
use an
oh, you have to
actual
have like a
map.
compass and a piece of paper.
Yeah, they give you a compass, a map, and paper, hiking kit, and yeah, you go along the country roads and the country lanes and the farmland, and you got to get from A to B in the shortest amount of time.
Oh, that's
It's
cool.
crazy.
Okay. Are you allowed to bring TikTok? Because like I'll help you. Like we can
Maybe.
do this
I
and I'll be
think
like
so.
turn right. Google Maps is saying go right
Literally,
now.
like every summer, like from I'd say just last month to end of September, you just see like droves of school kids and in like groups going along the countryside. You're like driving on the country roads, which are quite narrow anyway. And
Yeah.
then you'll just see like this swarm of like backpacks, and they're all like holding maps, looking very confused. And I'm like,
Is this
oh,
like a
the
rite
Duke
of
of Edinburgh.
passage or something? Is this like, yeah, send your teenagers to go get lost in the woods?
Yeah, it is. It is genuinely. So many
Fantastic.
kids all over the UK do it, and a lot of it is based here in Wales because we've got such vast countryside, and it's all like up and down with hills and lakes and farmland and beaches, and there's just so many things that they've got to think about and navigate around that it makes it the best place to do it. So
Oh my gosh, Mermaid Joanne, I'm getting so jealous that we're so lucky. I'd be like, I'm flying over to Wales and I'm gonna go with Mermaid Joanne and we're gonna show these teenagers what's up and we're gonna bring our mermaid. We're not gonna bring anything but our mermaid tails. We don't need sleeping bags. We don't need water. We need our mermaid tails and camera gear.
oh, that would be so fun. That would. It would just.
Just
It would
move
bring
out the
new
way,
life
kids.
to it, I think.
There's a,
So yeah,
A
there's a lot that
Canadian and
goes
a
on here
Welsh
in
woman.
Wales.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh,
god.
Mermaid Joanne, this is so amazing. This is why I love the mermaid community so much because you just like you get to meet the most amazing people from around the world and hear their stories about like their country and their culture and what's different and unique and like teenagers going on adventures in the woods. When teenagers go on adventures in the woods here, it doesn't end well and they don't end up with an award. Usually, they end up with a broken leg or a police visit. That's usually what happens here.
Mhm. I mean,
Send our
sometimes that happens
teenagers out in
here
the
as
woods.
well, unless it's on part of one of those programs. So.
Yeah, exactly. That was a bunch. Oh my God. I love it so much. So tell me about what Mermaid Joanne's plan is for the future. Is your future a little bit to expand your business into more mermaid crafting? Is Mermaid Joanne's future a little bit more tail making? Are we get like what are we doing with our mermaid self? What's your plan? Where are we going?
For me, a lot of what I would like to do is more of the conservation education kind of stuff. Yeah. So by trade, um, I am a lecturer in environmental science. So I teach not kids. Well, I have taught kids before as part of a conservation organization, but at the moment, I am fortunate enough to be working with a few universities, and I teach everything from climate change to wildlife tracking, waste management, and sustainability. Just today, I was actually lecturing some students, and we were talking about how all of our elements in the periodic table, everything that makes up our world, comes from the stars and is made from the stars before it gets to us. Everything about the Big Bang, and then all of that translating down to our oceans and climate change, and talking about nutrients and stuff. So yeah, it's I love learning about the environment, and I have from such a young age. Like literally, I would watch Animal Planet over Cartoon Network any
Oh,
day.
100%. 100%. Same. 100%.
Animal
100%.
Planet, and that was literally my life. I'd go into school and I'd be like, friend, do you know about kinkajous? Let me tell you about kinkajous. I learned about them
Kinkajous!
on Animal Planet last night, and like, it sounds like Pikachu, but it's not. You know, it's that kind of thing.
It's a real life Pokemon, guys.
It's a
It's like
real
so
life
cool.
Pokemon. So that was my life growing up, and to be able to do it on a professional platform now is just fantastic. I love it, and it brings new challenges every day. You've always got to be learning, always got to be researching, because there's always new science out there. But that is part of the fun and the excitement of the environment, I think. And so, yeah, I'd hope to tie in my mermaiding a little bit with that and do more events talking about the environment, why we should protect it, and prevent things from becoming extinct or mythical, like mermaids.
Well, Mermaid Joanne, we just happened to do a segment with Finn's Magazine in the CILC not too long ago, where mermaids from around the world, two from America, two here in Canada, one in New Zealand, well, actually, no, three from America. Yeah, talked about, an endangered species or talked about, water conservation or something. So I may just so happen to know people who may want to speak to Mermaid Joanne and have her expertise in the matter on what's happening over in Wales and what we can do to help and if there's any specific endangered animals or clean water problems that we need to be aware of in that part of the world. Because I think it's important that like every corner of the globe needs to have a representative of that voice to say, this is what's happening in my home. Because I can get on Google, right? And I can be like, okay, pull up pictures of Wales. Oh, look, there's beautiful rolling hills and there's castles and there's something. But I don't live there. I don't have the privilege of living there and being surrounded by that water and being surrounded by that wildlife. So I want to hear from voices of that part of the world. And I want to hear about, what legislation needs to be pushed? What are they pressuring their government to doing? What is their government not doing? What are their people doing that are harming? And and so, Mermaid Joanne, the world needs more Mermaid Joanne, and we need more conservational TikTok content from this beautiful mermaid that's going to sit on a castle wall and tell us all to stop polluting.
Sure,
That's what
I'll do
we
that for
we
you.
we need this. We need this in our lives.
That would be awesome, honestly. Like, I feel like it is my life's mission to get people to care about the world around them, but especially what is right on their doorstep. At the moment, I'm fortunate enough to be teaching people from all over the world on this course I'm on at the moment. I'm teaching kids from Zimbabwe, from Dubai, from Hong Kong, all over. And hearing what's local to them and what their governments are caring about, like you say, or what they're not caring about, is really interesting. And it's what connects us at the end of the day. Nature is part of us and we are part of it. And without it, we can't survive at all in the most basic form. So it's so important. And, getting that message out there, the sooner we do, the better off we all will be.
Yeah, we need to rewild our spaces. That's something that we're learning these new words. And I'm part of a free online course being put on right now by the Indigenous people of Ontario. And they're talking about, you know, how at the G7 summit, they just committed to like a certain percentage of rewilding spaces. And because like the science is up here, but governments are still down here, right? Because
Yeah.
they're trying to please everybody. People they got elected, right? So they're trying to please everybody, which is sort of impossible when it comes to nature and climate change. But okay, they're coming. At first in Canada, it was like 18%. Now it's like 30%. So they're
They're getting there. They're
we're coming.
slow.
We're
They just need a
slow.
little.
I mean, honey, they're politicians. Of course they're going to be slow. It's okay. Like, it's okay.
They're
But
getting on, bless
uh,
them.
yeah, exactly. It's like, come on, I'll carry you on my back as I swim with a mermaid tail on. It's fine. Let's go. So I'm learning about what the Indigenous community here in Canada has been talking about for decades, which is rewilding the spaces, and why are logging companies coming onto our treaty land and knocking down ancient growth for
And getting
what?
away with
Right?
it.
Like, and getting away with it, right? And regular Canadians, right? Regular, don't know that this is happening. They have no
No.
idea that this is happening, and it's being kept very, very quiet. And so I wanted to learn. I didn't just want to go to, again, to Google. I want to hear from the indigenous people and what's happening on their land and their property and in their woods. And so I put myself into this course, and half of the course is being delivered to me in Cree, and then it's being retranslated into English. So we're sitting and
Wow.
listening to indigenous elders speak their native language and give us the actual truth about what's happening on their land. And then they are bringing guests in of, the white man scientist is their guest, right? Not the other way around. This is not being presented by, this is Professor John to a dick from whatever. No, he's not the speaker. He's the guest that was invited by the indigenous peoples. And I think that that needs to happen because we're guests here, and we should know what's happening in our waterways and our environment. So that's where the mermaids come in.
Absolutely. That's amazing to hear. That's the kind of thing that we need to be seeing more of. More local people, more indigenous people having a voice and giving them a voice and making sure that they're being heard on their own terms and in their own ways as well. That's awesome to hear that it's in their own language then and translated
Yep.
as well. I love that. That's brilliant.
Yeah, we're
I
sitting
think
through Cree. Mm-hmm.
that's for me as well. I'm not a native Welsh speaker. I I am native Welsh. I grew up here, and this is where I was born. When you're in school here in Wales, they teach you Welsh to some degree. If you're in an English school, but unless you go to a Welsh school, it's not prioritised. And I feel so sad that I didn't fully learn my own language, and I only know incidental Welsh, just phrases and greetings, and I can understand Welsh to a degree, but I can't reply in it. So having that and bringing back cultures is so important, I feel, because, for example, here in Wales, the Welsh culture, the Welsh language was basically made illegal, very similarly to other places in the world. We were branded criminals. We were branded, we don't want any of that here. People said when they came from England, they shunned it. And a lot of schools up till the 1960s actually did not teach kids Welsh. 100% did not teach it. So I am lucky in the fact that I did get some education in Welsh, but I wish that I'd have known more in school and that they'd have pushed it and said, no, like, this is dying. This is a language that is dying, and we need you to carry it on. Because even people who are my parents' age in my family, they don't think Welsh is important. They don't really care for it much because they grew up in that time when they weren't taught it. They were told it was a dirty language and it's not part of their culture, but it absolutely is. So seeing that in your community is just, I love that. It speaks to me.
Well, I can tell you right now that as a Canadian, we definitely stamp that Welsh is very important and we need more of it in the world. And in fact, Mermaid Joanne, all you're doing is talking to me about content. We need Mermaid Castle content, we need mermaid biology content, and we need mermaid learning Welsh content.
There we go.
Come
I'm
learn Welsh
sorted
with
for like
me.
the rest of the year now.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing else that's going on TikTok. You don't need to go into any. No, Mermaid Joanne is going to teach you Welsh and we're all going to learn together. And that would be so fun.
I do know the Welsh word for mermaid, so you could learn that today if you
What is
want.
it? What is it? Tell me. Tell me.
It
Tell me
is
the secret.
more forwin.
War Forwin.
More forwin.
More Forwin.
Yes, more
Is it
means
how do
sea.
you how is the infinite emphasis?
More forwin.
More Forwin.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, we did
So
it.
more means the sea, and forwin means maid or maiden. So sea
More
maiden.
Forwin.
More forwin.
More Forwin.
Yes,
More
perfect.
Forwin. More Forwin.
Yes.
We did it. Good
Can I
job,
type on
everybody.
here potentially? Can I type in
I
here?
think you can.
See if I can type
I
it. That would be good. I don't think I can. No. Oh,
Oh,
I
so I
nearly.
understand. So you're saying that mo is the word for sea
Yes.
or ocean,
MOR.
and then forwin is a separate word, maiden. Mo
It's together,
forwin. Yeah,
but
that's
it's yeah,
together.
it's yeah. So it's two words smushed together essentially. So
Well,
more and
maiden, same thing.
forwin. Yeah,
More forwin.
forwin.
Forwin. More
Yes.
forwin.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we're learning another language. Look at it.
Learning
We're in
another language.
university with Mermaid Joanne.
So yeah, that's awesome. Well done.
Thank you. I am so excited for your future and for the voice that you're going to bring your natural world and your natural habitats and your wild spaces and the animals there because they need more of us to infiltrate. We need more magical fishes in these worlds to put a stop to this nonsense. And
Absolutely.
I know that the indigenous communities all over the world have been crying out in loud voices, "Stop! You're hurt. Stop! 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 Stop!" And sometimes they need some allies and they need some people in their court and they need others to hold up the shield with them. So that's where the mythical mermaid's going to come in, and we're
Hell
going to
yeah.
help. And
You
it
bet.
is such an honor to be with you and to meet you
Thank
and to speak with you
you.
about your experiences and what you're doing is just it's amazing. I'm pretty sure you taught a lot of people something very unique today, and that is that mermaids can be biologists.
Oh yeah, of course. We know the most about the sea, so I mean, and water. So, but we're always learning as well. We don't just know everything. Everything still needs to be learned and relearned, and there's stuff that we're still figuring out all the time. So we don't always
She's
know
such an
everything.
academic. She's such an academic. Mermaid Joy, don't tell people we don't know everything. Of course we know everything.
We know
You're giving
everything
away
that
our
we know.
secrets.
We know
Yes,
everything that we
yes.
know. See?
Oh, I have some questions popping up, Mermaid Joanne. Maybe we can end
Sure.
with that. If you have anybody on your side that's talking to you or anything like that, and you want to chime in, just let me know.
We've just
We have people
had Mermaid
asking.
Lunette.
Oh, Mermaid Lunette. Oh, we
Yeah.
love her. What'd she say?
Hello. She
What
hasn't
does
said
Mermaid Lunette
anything
have
yet,
to
but
say?
she's just joined. She did pop in earlier as well, but she's joined back again. So hello.
Oh, hello, darling. Welcome in. So I do have some questions here. I have someone says that what we're doing sounds like a podcast. And then Mermaid Miranda says, yes, mermaids, give us a podcast, please. Oh, that'll be exciting.
Oh, that would.
The Mermaid podcast. Then she says, Castle Mermaids, yes. Well, who needs water? Tails only on the hike. Oh, she's talking about when we were going through the wild spaces. I'm like, we don't need anything. We just need our tails.
Yeah.
Question here: Are you in a tail? I'm in a tail. I
I
currently have a
have that
tail
one
on.
as well, yeah.
Yes.
I don't. I've got leggings on.
Oh, she's got
Fin
her
fun leggings.
leggings. She's got. Oh, so I've got a fin fun tail on. So we're both in fin fun today.
There we are.
Mermaid Joanne, Mermaid Jacy, what are your favorite colors from Mermaid Miranda? You go first, darling.
I am kind of a mix between blue and green. I toss up between blue and green all the time. Um, yeah, I can't make up my mind. But today
So can
it's
I put you
green.
right in the middle? Can I put you in the middle and say like aquamarine or teal?
Yeah, I do love teal. Teal is a good one.
Classic mermaid.
What about you?
I don't have one. I've gotten
Rainbow
older,
fish.
I have colors that I have colors that I really don't like. Like it sort of sets
Oh.
off my neurodiverse ADD, and I'm like, oh, like I don't like yellow. I don't like yellow. I'm looking at yellow, and I'm like,
Ah.
no, I don't
It
like
can
it.
be too much at times. I get you. Yeah. It can be just
Yeah,
too in your
exactly.
face
It's
sometimes.
too much. I don't like it. Can I see your tail? Yes, I'll show you my tail in just a minute. Oh, a question.
Thank you.
Why be a mermaid? That's an interesting question. Why be
What?
one? Why Mermaid Joanne? Why?
Fun. It's fun. And it's like we were saying earlier, it's escapism. I mean, there's so much going on in the world in a normal year, but especially this year. Just have some fun, be a mermaid, because why not? And there's a whole group of us that you can have fun with. So come join
Because
us.
we're awesome.
That as well.
We're the funnest people in the world. My mom says I was gonna buy a yellow wig. Good thing you told me you don't like yellow. Oh my God, mom, yeah, no.
Shalom,
Would you
Mima.
recommend? Would you recommend being a mermaid? Ooh.
Yes,
Mermaid Joanne, should they
100%.
become a mermaid?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Today. Like right now.
Like, yeah, always. Be a mermaid. Always. 24/7.
Like
Just in
constantly. Like,
disguise sometimes.
yeah, you can be a mermaid in disguise. There are so many ways to be a mermaid. Like Mermaid Joanne and I, we vibe with the sporting aspect and the fitness aspect of mermaiding and like the free diving and stuff. That's what we like. There's also like mermaid fashion, mermaid house aesthetic. You can be a mermaid in conservation, right?
I
And
tell
fighting for
you,
your clean water.
the Everyday Mermaid is fantastic with mermaid fashion style of stuff. Like
Yes.
her vibe for that is just amazing. And on the home front and like having a home vibe, oh gosh, what's her name? Mermaid Sia, I believe it is. Like
Oh,
her
seashells.
content, Sia
She's a
shells. That's
Toronto
it.
mermaid.
Is she?
Yeah, she's
Didn't
in
know
Toronto.
that. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, like her blue, purpley, like pink kind of pastel aesthetic is so pretty. So yeah. Oh, Mermaid Lunetta said some things. The vibes are immaculate here, she said.
She's such a gem. Oh my gosh, I love this woman.
And she said she feels the same way about orange as you do to yellow.
Oh yeah, no, I just can't. I'm like, I'm not judging people who love it. Like, but when I moved into this house, someone had painted the downstairs bathroom bright yellow, and it like set me off. Like I opened the door and I went,
Oh,
ah! Like it just it wasn't. Oh,
that's a gross
it's an
color
icky feeling.
for a bathroom.
Yeah,
I mean, like other things are gonna be yellow in a bathroom anyway, so.
just wasn't. It's just not it. It's not it.
And she said, imagine if you'd have said, no, I don't recommend it to being a mermaid.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, don't do this.
No.
It's this is only for me. I'm a gatekeeper.
Yeah. You can't
No.
sit with us. You can't swim with
I don't
us.
have, yeah, only for cool kids. I don't have a tail. How can I still be a mermaid? Well, we kind of answered that, but Mermaid
Mm-hmm.
Joanne, do you have a suggestion for someone who doesn't have a tail?
Um, if you want to eventually have a tail, draw one. Start drawing up a design. Draw what kind of colors you'd love and start thinking about maybe what kind of mermaid you'd be. Like we were talking about being freshwater mermaids, estuarine mermaids, sea mermaids, deep sea mermaids, you know, if you're going
Mm.
for more a siren vibe. I kind of flip between siren vibe and not siren vibe. Yeah, just get imaginative and that's what I used to do when I first found out about mermaiding, but knew I was too young in school to think about doing mermaiding, and it wasn't a big thing. And just before I got a tail, I was like, well, what kind of colors would I like? What would suit me? And yeah, just be imaginative and yeah, maybe even here's a suggestion: join some of the Facebook and Instagram groups and things for mermaiding and follow mermaid content creators like Jacy and all of us others in the community because so many people in the community are just such a source of inspiration and awe. That alone is such a mermaidy thing to do. Just admire each other and like, oh, ooh, shiny, like.
We're like, oh, something shiny, something magical. And she makes shiny and magical things. There are many
I
other
know.
ways to be a mermaid. You do not have to be a tail. You can be a mermaid with two legs if you want to. There's lots of ways to be a mermaid. How many tails do you both have and what are they made out of? Mermaid Joanne, go first.
I did have three tails, but I recently sold two of them because I am saving up for a big special one. I know it was so hard to do. My heart broke every time that I had to sell them, but I have my monofin here. This is the Mertailor Fantasy, and I currently have one tail skin that fits it. So at the moment, I'm a one skin fish, which is a little bit sad, but I love it, and I will hopefully eventually be getting a bigger fluke soon. What about you,
Bigger
Jacy?
flick. Oh my gosh. I have, hold on. I just, hang on. I just got to, I got two fin funs. I just got one yesterday, which I will show you what it looks like because I'm wearing it right
Oh
now.
yes, please.
I have one Sanoki tail that fits my Fantasy 3 because I have a Fantasy 3 monofin from Mertailor. I have a Nearad Studios tail that's made out of neoprene, and
I
that
love that
also
one.
fits my Fantasy 3. And the last tail that I have is an original Finfolk, also made out of neoprene, and I use the Finnis Wave in that monofin. But yeah, no, they wanted to. Mermaid Miranda's like, new tail, new tail. Yes, I did get a new tail last night as a birthday gift, and I will try
Oh,
to show you
yes. Happy
what.
birthday for the other day, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Ah, I love
So
that one.
can you see the, it's kind of got some interesting blue to purple vibes, and there's
Wow.
the Fin Fun Pro monofin in here,
Nice.
which, so that's
Very
my,
nice.
that's the tail that I'm currently wearing. And it's a newer one from Fin Fun because it has like sort of sparkles on it, like
Yeah,
on
they're the
the
sparkly
fabric.
ones,
It's
aren't
kind of
they?
weird.
It's like
What?
flecked with little sparkles.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. It makes it more fishy,
Oh,
right?
I
More
gotta get this
fishy.
off me. Oh, it's
Oh,
heavy.
another question. What do your partners think of you being a mermaid?
Oh, that's a good one. Do you want to go first on this one, Jacy?
Oh, I would love to. I have made my husband build me so much stuff. You have no idea. Yeah, I've got a full, I emptied out all of the stuff from a downstairs closet. I've got a full closet dedicated to my mermaid stuff. He made me underbed storage so that I can store tails and monofins flat. Um, and because I'm the stay-at-home parent, you know, he finances everything I do. So everything I do, he is very supportive of, and you know, he's like one of the biggest champions in my court, if you will. He's like, because he's witnessed a transformation in me from not being happy to being happy. And when mama's happy, everyone's happy in this
Oh,
household.
yeah.
So he's a very supportive man. He's my mer tender. He's my mer wrangler. He comes with me to mermaiding events. He spots me in the water. He makes sure I'm being safe. He has to pick me up and carry me around when I'm in my tail. And so yeah, he's a super supportive person. He's
That's
my human.
so sweet.
My human pet is very supportive.
Human pet.
My pet's very supportive.
That's amazing. Aw. He sounds like the best.
Well, we kind of grew
Oh.
up, like we met each other in high school, and so we've been together now for 16 years. Been married for 9. We have 2 daughters together, and
Oh.
we met through the anime club in high school. And so we
That's
grew up in like the
awesome.
cosplay anime dress up world. And so yeah, this wasn't a huge leap for him. He's like,
That's
"Okay,
cool.
now you're a fish."
Yeah.
Um
That's
what
pretty
about
fair.
and family or partners in your life, Joanna? Are people around you supportive of you
Yeah.
being a magical fish?
My boyfriend is pretty supportive. He's at first he was like, okay, that's a bit weird, but he's used to it from me now, to be honest. I've always loved Disney and everything to do with just dressing up, and he's a big Disney fan as well, so it's not too big of a leap for him to like see this kind of thing and be like, yeah, that's normal. So
It's like the
he's
natural,
used to
everyone
it.
better watch it because it's like a
Yeah.
natural slip. You know, you love Disney, now you're a mermaid. Like, you know,
Now
you
you're
gotta be
married.
careful.
Yeah, there's just an edge that no one sees. But
No, you don't see it.
yeah, my parents are really supportive, and I'm really fortunate I've been able to. Oh gosh, there's a bee. I'm sorry, there's a bee.
We've
It's
lost
coming.
Mermaid Joanne. We've lost her out in the field. The hurricane has come
I'm
and
still
has
here.
taken her away.
Flip it, get out. I'm sorry.
Oh
I will
my
be back
God.
shortly. Let me just
That's
open the door a
okay.
little wider for this big ass bumblebee to get out. There we go.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna continue to answer questions while Mermaid Joanne. I don't know what happened. Oh, she's back. Okay. Oh my
Did you
God.
see the bee?
No, we just saw you yeet yourself off of the camera. That was so funny.
I
Oh
knew
my
something
God, that was
like this was
so
going to
funny.
happen in this live. I knew it. I did not think it was going to be a bee. It's like this big.
She just like and like just disappeared off the. Oh my God,
I just
please.
like
Oh,
saw it out the corner of my eye, and it was coming right for my face.
oh my God, Joanne, that is going on YouTube. That is a YouTube clip. That's it. That's it. I've decided. That's going to be a separate clip. That's going to go on my
It's just gonna
TikTok. But you
be
do everything.
it's gonna be the thumbnail of me going, ah.
Yeah, just like this. My live with Mermaid Joanne. Me going and her
Oh
going
my god. I'm all
like
hot
that.
now.
Oh my god!
It's
Please.
so
That
yeah,
was
my
so
family's
cute.
very supportive of me being a mermaid. That's where we were, yeah.
She just continues. Yes, my family is very supportive. She just doesn't even miss. It doesn't even miss a fin beat. I love
No,
it. What a
it's all
professional.
good. Back to normal now. Yeah, I've had the doors open, the sliding doors, because it's just so warm here over the past few days. And B just bloody decided to come in. Oh, I'm so sorry. Anyway, back to questions. Pet lover, can you say
Sorry.
hi to me? Hi, pet lover.
Hi, pet lover. How are you? Nice to see you. Welcome to Mermaid TikTok and the shenanigans that we get up to.
Yeah, this is why we don't come on land very often. We get chased by bees.
No, I don't know how you mortals do it. It's really disgusting up here. Like here, we have a major problem with gypsy moths have now invaded, and they're everywhere killing trees. And I just
Oh.
want to jump back in the water and be like, okay, bye. Like I don't know what you guys are putting up with. How old are both of you? That's a secret. I don't know.
That
That's a
is a
secret
bit
you
of a
shouldn't have.
naughty question to be asking ladies of any type, whether they be human or cryptid. But you know,
I mean, I can't really say
if
much. I just posted about my birthday all over the internet. So I'm 32. I just turned 32 yesterday. Mermaid Joanne, your turn. Come on.
happy birthday. I mean, I'm surprised that they didn't listen a little bit earlier in the live stream and hear me talk about LimeWire. They might have gotten like an idea of how old I am from that. But I turned 28 on Friday, just gone.
28. She's a baby. She's a baby fish over here. She's a baby. She's
I'm
a
a little
baby.
millennial.
Yeah, she's a little. She's on the border. She's on the
I
borderline.
am.
She could be a spy for the millennials or a spy for Gen Z. We don't know. We don't
Yeah.
trust her.
I'm still like down
So
with the kids at the moment. I'm loving it.
yeah, we're still cool enough to create TikTok content. We're still here. We're fine. We're
Yep.
kicking. So tell me about, people are asking about silicone tails. You were talking about saving up for one. Do you have a maker in mind by any chance? And have you come up with your design yet? I'm gonna guess Mer Taylor. Mer Taylor is the chosen
100%.
one.
Yeah. This is a silicone monofin for anyone who has never seen one before. Hello.
They're heavy.
But yeah, basically, I love Mer Taylor because he's been on the market for, in my opinion, the longest. He's been around since about 2004 is when I found him, but I think it was just before that. So that shows how old I am, because some of you probably joining are born in 2004.
We don't judge them.
We don't. No, you guys are awesome, and yeah. But I think I'll be going with Mer Taylor because they're just so freaking comfortable. Like these foot pockets, so squishy, and it's literally like wearing a pair of slippers. I'm not even kidding. It's quite
No,
heavy
I
at the
will
waist.
jam. I'll jam in my monofin like on the couch. Like I'll literally put it on and just like wiggle my toes around and do that. So Mermaid Joanne is saving for a silicone tail. And mine's a little bit of a secret because I am in the process of getting approved for a prototype silicone tail from a new tail maker. So I can't quite disclose all the secrets yet, but I did send this tail maker my inspiration, my designs, and everything. And we have a budget rolled out for that. So either construction will begin later on this year or early next year, and I should have my tail next summer.
That's
So
so exciting.
I'm quite excited. We are an upgrading fish. We're gonna do it because I really never thought I would ever own one. I thought I was just, you know what, I'm just going to stick with my neoprene tails because here at Canadian waters, just like Wales waters, are very cold. They're cold all year long, right? Our water does not get up into the 70s and 80s. It stays in the 60s. So my neoprene tails were working out just fine because they kind of act as a neoprene dive suit and keeping you warm.
Mm-hmm.
However, when this person reached out to me and said, I have another spot for a prototype silicone tail. Are you interested? I went, yeah, yeah, yes, 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 what? Yeah, me,
Yes, please.
yes, me, yeah, yes, please. So yes, we are. And someone says I can't afford one to get one made. That's very true. Mermaiding is a luxurious hobby or sport. It really is. It's a privileged thing to be doing. But many there are affordable tails out there if you would like one and you want to be a magical fish. You don't have to own,
100%.
hundreds of dollars worth of gear or even thousands of dollars worth of gear. Go get you a $36 tail from
Been
FinFun,
fun.
not Amazon. If I find out that you're shopping on Amazon, if I find out, I'm going to send the bee to your house. The bee
You
that
will?
almost attacked Mermaid Joanne,
Yeah.
I'm sending it.
Held me hostage. You saw it. It'll hold you
Yeah,
hostage as well.
exactly. It'll hold you hostage. It'll ruin your live events and it may sting you.
May do. I love bumblebees, but that one was on a mission. I tell you what, it really was. It really was.
I just I love nature. It belongs outside. That's what I tell my kids. Like my children are like, "Mommy, there's an ant in the house," and I'm like, "Well, get it out of the house, right? He doesn't
Yeah.
belong in here. This is our house. This is not his house. This is my house. He doesn't pay. He's trying to sneak in here and not pay mortgage. He's trying.
Not
He
acceptable.
doesn't pay no bills around here. Get out." That's basically
Yeah.
what I say.
Yeah, I've been
Well,
saving for my silicone tail for nearly 2 years now, I think, and it'll probably
they're
go on for at
expensive.
least another year, I think,
Yeah. Yeah.
before
They're,
I
well,
can.
also you're trying to get it shipped from the USA to
As
the
well.
UK, right? So
Yeah.
it's
Expensive. Yeah, that's the one downside. That I would be willing to pay though because of the comfort and durability and how long it would last compared to, in my opinion, some of the other tail makers. I know
I
I
hear
would
you.
get a longer use out of it um, from some of the ones unmentionable, but
Yeah, we don't. Yeah,
we don't go there anymore. That tail maker, I was so tempted. It was like this close, and then the bad thing happened with them, and I was like, nope.
same. Same. No, I completely hear you. I know exactly who you're talking about. What you're talking about. I was like, same. I was like, oh, that's really pretty. At what
Yeah.
cost? What? They're selling tails at the what? And then a very influential mermaid around my area got one and was like, yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
wonderful and beautiful. And I'm like, I need one. And I was about to
Mm-hmm.
literally click, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden, oh my God, I was like, oh.
Yeah. It's just like, oh, glad I didn't press the button.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes when things are too good to be true, they are.
Yeah.
They really are.
It shows. It's just always better to go with the more reputable people in in the mermaid community who've been doing it for so much longer and know the best materials, know the best monofins to use as well, and yeah, just be safe. Do your
I've been
research. Do
told to
tons of
tell you,
research.
tell Mermaid Joanne I heard there was a silicone tail maker in the UK.
There is. There are a couple actually, but the main one is Seeky Redfins. I have looked into his tails as well, and I have been very tempted. He's a very, very talented tail maker. He actually has his own monofin that he builds into the tails as well, so they're what you call monofin-less. So they are effective and they are legit, unlike some other tail makers. And they're very hyper realistic tails. So if you do get a chance, look him up. Seeky Redfins, very, very cool. I did get to meet him at the UK Miss Mermaid pageant in 2019. Very cool guy. But I think I'll be going with Mer Taylor just because of my personal experience that I've had with the Fin Fantasy Fin, and I feel like I would be more comfortable in that, and knowing what to expect is a big part of it. So, but yeah, there's Seeky Redfins. I believe there is another. I can't remember her name now. I'm not sure if she still does them. Samantha Smallwood, I think her name was. Um, I think she was Mythology Creations, I believe. A couple of mermaids here in the UK had tails from her, but I think she recently stopped making tails. But yeah, there's a couple of tail makers over here in the UK as well. They are few and far between. Oh, Kerno Mermaid in Cornwall. She makes tales as well. Very beautiful, and again quite hyper realistic. Um, but yeah, my heart is set on Mer Taylor.
She's got a set heart. She narrowed down and she went that one. She's hunting, my
Mm-hmm.
friend. She's hunting. Oh,
Taken
my
me
Mermaid
quite a
Miranda is
while.
so funny. How many crowns will I need to order for Mermaid Joanne to get her tail? Miranda. Miranda, Miranda, you're too much sometimes. I can't. Yeah, please go. Please, we don't just ask for like random things. Mermaids are creative fishes, and Mermaid Joanne does sell mermaid accessories. And so, if you want to support her and support her journey toward her silicone tail, go to her TikTok account. The link is in her bio for her Etsy shop. They're very beautiful things, land things, underwater things, waterproof things, non-waterproof things, shiny things, sparkly things, custom things, all the things. You want thingamabobs? She's got more than 20.
Help! I need to get rid of them.
Yeah, she needs stuff. She
My
needs you
grotto
to
is
have it.
full.
Yeah, it's too much. The human in her life has said no more. You must sell the things, and she says, okay, fine, I'll sell the things.
Literally, my boyfriend was like, "You're making too much. Please sell it." I was like, "I know, I'm trying."
Yeah, I know, I'm trying. So go and support Mermaid Joanne's Etsy shop. Mermaid Miranda is in the chat right now. She has a couple of pieces from Mermaid Joanne, so she can attest to the quality. And as always,
So
of
sweet.
course, my children's book. The link is in my bio.
Book. I need to
Um,
buy the book. That's one thing that I need to do because I love collecting mermaid stories. I will be buying it at some point. I promise you, I will. And one of the things, going back to what you were saying, what I'd like to do in the future,
yes.
I did reach out just before the pandemic to like my local libraries in and around Swansea, and they wanted me at the time, and I thought, right, okay, I need some stories. So through lockdown, I actually did start collecting kids' oceanic stories and pollution stories, all kinds of children's books that are related to the environment and the ocean. And your one looks perfect, and I want it for my collection. So
Oh, oh,
if
thank
you
you.
haven't got it, go get it.
I'm gonna recommend you another one that's actually from our indigenous communities here. It is by an American indigenous woman. It's called Water Walker. And Water Walker is
Ooh.
something I've been introduced to through this course that I'm taking with the indigenous people in Ontario. That's what I think specifically she was saying that they are women and they are defenders of clean water. And they call them water walkers. And so
Ooh.
this story is about like a little girl, a little girl. I think the story is also, no, it's written in Ojibwe and in English. So there are two different languages in the book. And so
Oh,
this young Ojibwe girl is on her journey to becoming a water walker. And it's a really beautiful little story. So I'll send you that link if you're collecting stories and interesting things.
yeah, that's
And of course,
awesome.
I do have another children's book coming out later this summer,
You do?
more geared to I do. I wrote another one. It's in production right now. It's called There's a Mermaid on My Train, and it is about uh plastic pollution and green ways of travel and things like that.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
and that's in that story is a little boy that encounters our mermaid. So yeah, that's going to be dropping later on this summer. So all good things,
Oh,
mermaids, we're taking over the world one step at a time.
congrats on the new book. That's going to be
Thank you.
amazing. Sounds so cool. And trains. So many people love trains, and that's a great way of getting those kinds of people on board with sustainable travel. Like you say, that's so cool. I would not have thought of that. That's awesome.
Well, it's sort of interesting because like my husband works for a huge train company here in Canada for CN. It's
Ah,
a Canadian National Rail. So that's what inspired me to write this story. And I'm also writing another book called There's a Mermaid in, well, it's going to be called There's a Mermaid in My Closet. And I would like to make that one about a little boy and a little girl, and like their experience of like wanting to be a mermaid but being shy about it and not wanting to put their tail on out of fear of being teased. So that story is going to be about bullying.
I love that. That's so sweet. Oh, I'm so excited to see them.
Thank you. We're such creative fishes. You are my longest interview, by the way. You're my longest interview.
Really?
We've been live now for an hour and a half. with
Sorry.
everybody keeping them hostage.
The bee
So
intermission, yeah, sorry.
that was the highlight of my day. Like I can't wait. I can't wait to pull that out of the live and isolate it and zoom it out so I can like slow it down with your face. Like
Yeah, you need to find the bee. You need to see it. Like he went all the way like up there and like he just zoomed around the room a few times and I was like, get out.
I'm gonna find him. Don't worry. I will find him because I have
Just
I
zoom
have
on
I
in.
have yeah. I'm gonna zoom in,
Yeah.
get close. I have editing technology. I will
And put
find the
like
bee.
one of those sounds on that goes dun, dun.
Oh, I'll make Jaws or I'll make the oh no, oh no, 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 no.
Yeah.
The Mermaid and the
Dude.
Bee. Another children's book, The Mermaid and the Bee.
There you go. I have
It just wrote
inspired something
itself.
for you. Just have
Well,
this image of a mermaid like flopping on the floor, like get
like just
away.
get away from me. Get away from me. Get away. Nah, like this. Well, I'm
That
really
would be
looking
good.
forward to your future and the amazing content that's, coming from you and your creations that are coming from you and where you're going to take yourself because it's your mermaid journey has really only just begun. And I can't wait to see where Mermaid Joanne ends up going and what she ends up doing. So I
Oh,
definitely want to see
thank
Mermaid
you.
Castle content.
Yeah, I've got like a whole list of content ideas now from you. I have been feeling a little bit on the dry side of content lately. Have been taking a little bit of a backseat, especially with starting a new human job. But now you've given me like so many ideas, so thank you for that.
Oh, no problem. Anytime that any of my mermaid friends that are like having trouble with content, just message me. I'm like, my brain is constant. I have a notepad and a pen beside my bed because I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, oh, so just let me know. This fish has
Will do.
access to castles. Like the rest of us are so jealous.
We
So
definitely need
jealous.
to do some castle content. Yeah,
Castle content.
I need to.
Mermaid castle content. Do you have one of those like cheap robes from Amazon yet? You need to get yourself one of those
I
fantastical cheap
need
robes
to.
from Amazon. Put it on,
Yeah.
get your tail on and be the, I just murdered my rich husband. Like, I just recently divorced, kind of thing.
Absolutely. With a sword. Gotta have a
With a
sword.
sword.
Because even here in Wales we have King Arthur, a lot of King Arthur legends. So yeah, he's been here,
And who's to
and
say who's to say he didn't have a mermaid in his court? Who's to
no,
say that?
exactly. He
Were
had a
you there?
wizard that was Welsh, so
He did. Merlin is the shiznit. We love the
Merlin
Merlin,
was
and he was in
Welsh.
touch with the Druid people, and the Druids believed in the Fae, and part of the Fae family are merfolk, so they're ha.
Yeah, and he fell in love with the Lady of the Lake.
He did. And what was she like? I don't know.
A mermaid, probably.
A mermaid, probably. No, a more forwin.
More foreign, yeah.
Haha. Well, my darling, I am gonna say goodbye to you,
No problem at all.
so
I've
that
kept
I
you long
can.
enough. I'm sorry.
No, no, you haven't kept me at all. I could probably talk to you for another 5 hours. Like, no joke. I just feel like I'm holding my viewers hostage at this point. Um, it's such an honor to talk to you all the way across the pond. Thank you so much for coming in here and doing this with
Thank
me and
you.
introducing me to your mermaid community and you being introduced to my mermaid community. And I look forward to your future and to your content. And we'll get together again soon because we
We
should do this.
will.
We should
Absolutely. I
just
would
talk to each
love
other.
to do this again. You are actually my first joint live that I've ever done. So I'm so excited to do this and to be asked to do this. So thank you for sharing this space with me and being able to chat about all these awesome things between us and between our cultures and between our countries, how similar and how different they are. It's what brings us together, isn't it? So it's just awesome. So thank you. I really appreciate it.
See, we don't need government representatives. We need more mermaids.
More
We need
mermaids.
mermaid ambassadors. Just go
Yes.
talk to each other in
See,
diplomacy and,
like
oh,
we're
you're mad
joined by
about
the oceans
this.
anyway.
Pretty much. Like, we're not even humans and their nonsense, right? It's just silly.
I know, right?